going on, everyone? Just wanted to make a couple comments. I've been seeing Polkadoodle in a while, and I was able to catch up recently. And I have to say that what I've seen, his thoughts and his poetry really has been such that it moved me to want to make a video, just a quick video. I'm supposed to go to something called Gasparilla in Tampa, Florida. It's kind of a festival where everyone wears beads and the girls dress up in bikinis and everything's very nice and so forth. But, I couldn't help but notice the media bias against Trump. Being sort of a liberal character that's been known to get a lot of sales and sort of rely on my personality to get me where I need to go, sort of brutally honest. I have to defend Trump. I basically have been rooting for him for even years before he decided to run for president. I think he's a good guy. I think he's a funny guy. And I also have a lot of respect for Obama. Obama was a very strict, stringent president, and he fit the bill, right, of a president, and he didn't get a lot of backlash from, quote unquote, the mainstream media. Obviously, conservative press did him in many a time. I think it was a relatively successful presidency, a lot of which is being undermined and completely reversed at this point. I think that's just to be expected, kind of. But in terms of Donald Trump and his accusations of the illegal voting and so forth, and the different interviews that he's been doing, first of all, I want to say that the interviews are fantastic. I think that it's very creatively done. I think that he's doing good things. I think that the wall with Mexico might be a good thing. I just make Mexico part of the U.S. Matter of fact, I'd probably take a vacation all the way down to Argentina. Okay, but the case in point, okay, is that what he's trying to do is to the benefit of the U.S. So it's the most powerful country in the world. It's the richest country in the world, and it's been so pretty much since our founding. Let's be honest. And we do have the British Isles as our number one ally. Okay, and Mexico is also an ally. But the fact is that we have a lot of drugs coming in from Mexico. We have a lot of illegal immigration coming in from Mexico, and we also have sort of a democratic ploy to get this illegal voting thing off the ground, with people voting in multiple states and so forth. So, I don't really see anything to be too concerned about. You see people like Sarah Silverman going crazy. You see the guy with the camera, "We will not divide us," and this and that. It's sort of just commonplace revolutionary stuff that kind of happens all the time. He's not the king of France. He's not going to get his head chopped off. They're not going to overrun the White House. They're basically not going to do anything. They just lost their president, and now we have a right-wing government. So, if these people got a job in sales and they had to get bonuses, chances are they'd be happy with Trump, because he's going to cut down the taxes. And the 40% bonus on taxes, at least in New York, I'm in Florida now, I thought was absolutely ridiculous. But all I could say is more power to him. I think he's doing a great job so far. It just struck me as kind of awkward. When the transition of power comes. It's like you wait so long for the actual election, the actual race, the actual debates, and then you have on the night of the election, Clinton was up 40-1 odds, and of course Trump won. So it just it makes things look sort of different in perspective when you see them play out. And then so you have this whole long procedure of him becoming president, and then when he becomes president, it gets kind of awkward. I think we're still in that phase right now, but I think it'll level off. The funny thing is that, like, you wish that one person was in a position of power, right? And that's sort of the way you are, when you're not really involved in past elections so closely. But then you start realizing that not only is that person in power, but all his friends, all the people you've been rooting for all along, the entire cabinet has completely been replaced by people loyal to your cause. So, I think there's a lot of potential in what's to come. I'd be interested in giving more views and so forth, but I have to get off to Gasparilla here. Hope everyone is doing all right. And that Donald Trump, he probably knows about Porkadoodle. A lot of people know about Porkadoodle. I'm lucky and fortunate to be able to have had one-on-one contact with the man, and I can just tell you that it's real. Okay, Porkadoodle is a force to be reckoned with, and I've said this before. I'm his number one fan. Okay, and so I hope everyone takes it without any grains of salt. Okay, because that's the healthiest way when you're gauging the sheer power of an individual. Okay, and I'm real excited. There's good things happening in my life too, but it's not about me. Okay, so I hope everyone gives the man a chance because not that he necessarily needs a chance to be given. Obviously, it's a tough man. This is a tough man that we're dealing with, and it's a smart man. Okay, I mean, a person like me, I didn't even get that Mexico's going to pay for the wall by import taxes, right? So, I mean, you say Mexico's going to pay for the wall. It's kind of like, how is Mexico going to pay for the wall? And the president says Mexico's not going to pay for the wall, and he's upset. Mexican Americans are upset, and Latinos in general and Muslims. I've had dealings with these people all the time, right? And these people are not necessarily happy with the way things are playing out, but a lot of times you have to explain to these people that what is actually the case is that, say you're a Mexican worker, and say you're a Muslim worker in the U.S., and you have citizenship, right? So if we start cutting off the borders, right, and there are less people coming in, as much as I respect them, maybe I do things differently, but I'm going to stand behind our president, just like I did Obama in a lot of cases, even though I was a right-wing person. But the more people from outside the borders you have coming in, the more it dilutes your workforce, okay? And the less your workforce is going to make. And the more raw materials your workforce, the more food your workforce is going to demand, and the more demand, it drives up the prices. So all these minorities who are bitching in the U.S. right now, and believe me, I've come across a lot of them, and you can flip them real easily with the right logic. These people are going to be the ones who benefit from, increased restrictions on immigration. Okay, anybody that has U.S. citizenship is on the winning side of this equation. Okay, and this is what Trump wants to do. You can fight it, and your words, you could say them, and they could be heard. They could be heard, but heated. I think there's been a lot of thought that's gone into this whole scheme that Trump has put forth. I think a lot of it has to do with him. I think he's taking advantage of the executive orders, which I was definitely in favor of. I like a powerful president, right? Even Obama with the executive orders, we voted for this man, right? And you have a lot of bureaucratic backlog. It's not the worst thing in the world that Paul Ryan is sort of apologizing for everything and just smoothing things over. That's not the worst. The small child asked Paul Ryan if he'll be forced to go. Imagine if Paul Ryan was just like, yeah, like, you're gone, and just have the security just take him out, put him on a bus, and give him some macaroni salad, and pretty much that's the end of it. He's an illegal resident in the United States. So, it's good to have some emotional intelligence, right? He's not going anywhere. He's staying in the U.S. Not only is he staying in the U.S., but we're going to give him preferential treatment the entire way. Okay, he's going to be a happy camper, basically. We're going to have those. So, that being said, I've got to get going here. Hope everybody enjoys their weekend, and you can expect more from Porkadoodle soon, because he cannot be stopped, he cannot be silenced, he cannot be budged. The arguments on Porkadoodle can't be, whatever. So, hope everyone takes care, and you have a good weekend.